What is going on? Welcome to Friday. Good to see you here. We're going to have a great session today. Talk about drop shipping. I've been doing it since 2013. Now, I just noticed a picture on the wall is crooked. It kind of threw me off there for a second. How's everybody doing today? Good to see you. Don't forget to use that chat right there. Get the conversation going. What's going on, Starbucks? Good to see you. And you can ask any questions you want. Please subscribe, ring the bell. I got to ring the bell, right? I have a bell here. I got to ring it. I feel obligated. Don't forget to turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live or if I upload a video. Today is drop shipping. However, you own this channel. This is your channel. So if you want to take it in another direction, you want to ask me a question about web pages or email list or whatever, feel free to do so. You own the channel. I'm just here to help facilitate and teach you how to make money online. So we're going to talk about drop shipping. Drop shipping is something, like I said, I've been doing for 13 years. And when I say I've been doing it for 13 years, I've been doing it both ways. I've had people drop ship stuff for me, and I drop ship stuff for people every single day. Every single day, I just pulled up my phone here. I had a bunch of orders on my phone, and we're going to drop ship those orders. What does that mean? That means that somebody is selling our products, the stuff that we manufacture, our canned meats, our long-term food storage on their website. They're selling it on their website. They don't have any inventory. They don't own anything, okay? But they sell the product. They send me the order. I send the order to my warehouse in Utah. Utah packages it all up. They put a sticker on it. They send it out to their customer for them. That's a pretty slick thing, right? If you think about it, that's pretty slick. All they did was list it on their website. They didn't buy any inventory. They didn't make anything. They didn't have to send anything out. All they did was facilitate an order. And that basically is drop shipping. So I want to talk about how you could start doing that and you can make money at that. A lot of you would love to do this. And it's a great entry into having an online business. And the reason being is you don't have to invest money. Okay. Now, I will tell you this. This is where most people screw up. If we can get this part straight, then you're okay. You got to choose a niche. You got to choose a niche. Don't think that you're going to sell your product to everybody. The saying goes like this: if you market to everybody, you'll sell to nobody, because you have to kind of have that dog whistle mentality. They got to go, oh, that's what I've been looking for. That's that one thing. Not everybody is going to be able to do that with your product. And you don't want that. You want something that is niche. You want to make sure you have a big enough market, of course, but you want to make sure that whatever you're selling is in a niche. Now, I was doing this contest thing, which was pretty cool a few years ago. I need to start doing it again. But I was running ads to where people could enter and win a case of our canned meats. Now, that is niche. I mean, that's niche. You're not going to enter that contest unless you're definitely, interested in canned meats. But what I did was I would give away a case of canned meats, $200-300. But the people who didn't win, I had all their email addresses, and I could send them an email and say, hey, sorry you didn't win. However, here's a $50 coupon. Here's 20% off on a case of meat over the next 72 hours. So it really helped me build a list. So you need to do that. You need to decide, is it going to be fashion? Is it going to be tech? Is it going to be home goods? What is going to be your niche? And then here's what I want you to do. I want you to research the market. Just because you think you came up with a great idea, that's just the beginning. What you want to do is research the market. You want to go out there and see who the competitors are, who is selling these products or these types of products. Find these people. And then what you want to do is you want to look at what they're doing. Okay. This investigative part is so, so important. And I can tell you that's how I built my business. I looked out there and I wanted to see what was going on. I wanted to see what everybody else was doing. And I knew if I did that, I could figure out, I could crack the code, if you would. Cracking the code is very important, because then I would know what they were doing. I would know what they were selling it for. I would know the quality of it. Maybe even I would know who their supplier is. Okay, that's pretty interesting too. Who's the supplier of this product? Because me as a drop shipper, and I'm just putting myself in those shoes for a second, if I was starting a drop shipping company where I didn't have any inventory, I'd want to know all the possibilities out there. And there's a lot of possibilities out there. There's a lot of ways that you can drop ship stuff. And I'm going to give you some insight on that too, so you can actually find some products also, because you definitely want to be able to do that. You got to find the products, right? So once you've done that, you got to see if it's profitable. once you figure it out there, who's doing it, step one is find the supplier. Okay. So once you've done your research, you've seen other people that are selling a product that you want to sell, you want to do your research, you want to find a supplier. Okay. And I'll give you a few of those too, so don't worry about that. So you're going to need to find somebody who's willing to drop ship for you. Now you can find drop ship suppliers through online directories. Some of them are good, some of them aren't. I'm going to give you some that are good. Or you can contact the manufacturers directly. If you see somebody, like I just said, your competitor selling a product and you know they don't own it because they sell all kinds of different products on their site, you can directly contact that company and say, hey, do you have a drop shipping program? Now, a lot of times you can go to their website. Down at the bottom, it'll say, do you want to be a drop shipper, or something along those lines, or retailing instructions. We have it on our website. So if you wanted to drop ship our product, you could do it. So we look around, we find those people, we contact them, but you could also go to suppliers. You could go to AliExpress. Now, AliExpress is good. Don't get me wrong. However, they don't have the e-packet they used to have where you could get it there real cheap, real fast. So there's going to be a time delay. You can also look at Oberlo. You can look at Doba. And you know what? I ought to put some of these in. Yeah, let me do this. I've got my notes here. I'm going to copy these and I'm going to put them in the comment section so that you guys have these, because me just saying them, maybe you don't understand what I'm saying. So let me stick these in here real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Gosh, I love technology. Just love it. Paul, you're always in on Facebook now. What are you doing on Facebook? You used to be on YouTube all the time. Now you're always on Facebook. And your Facebook profile doesn't have a picture either. Look at that. Look at that. What price point and margins do you look for in a product? Well, that's all over the board. I wish I could give you a single answer on that. I absolutely can't. There is a school of thought that, your first time sale with somebody should be under $20 because they're more apt to buy from you. It's hard to get a first time $20,000 sale if they don't know anything about you, right? Your first time customer. So I would say, yeah, if you're starting out, you want to go on lower end. Now we have first time customers that buy from us and our average sale is $300 to $400. So man, profit margins. This is a really interesting one. I mean, I'm actually glad you brought this up. Here's the deal with profit margins. You need to make a profit. Okay. You need to make a profit. Now, some people will say, well, you need to make 50% profit. Well, that may be true if you're selling a $20 item. You may need to make a 50% profit. But as that price gets higher and higher and higher and higher and higher, I had a retailer that called me up complaining, years ago, and they had sold like $3,000 worth of our product and they had made like $600. And they were like, that's what was it? It was 20%. And they said, we always make 35, 40%. 20% is not enough. And I said, well, as our price goes up, we give more of a discount. And since we give more of a discount, you're not going to make as much. So they made $600 on that $3,000 sale. And I said, what other products do you sell? They said, well, we sell these fishing products and we sell these camping products, and our average profit's about $100. I said, so your average profit's about $100 and you made $600 on this sale and you don't think it's enough. They're like, yeah, but we like to make 35, 40%. Do you kind of see how that doesn't make sense? And that's why I'm glad you asked that question, Paul, because it's really based on the price of the product. If you go out and sell a car dealership sells a car that's, $40, $50, $60,000, they're not going to make 20%. They're not going to make 30%. They'll be lucky to make 5 or 10%. If they make 5 or 10%, they're good. So you got to look at the price of the product. That's so very important. And I think a lot of people skip over that. See, I've seen Alibaba, but isn't there one from India? Yes, there is. And I know it. I haven't used it, so I don't want to talk on it. But yes, there is. There's several out there, and there's other ones. When I'm talking about like an Alibaba or AliExpress, and AliExpress is where you want to start, not Alibaba. And let me explain the difference between Alibaba and AliExpress, since you just brought that up. Pretty much they're going to have the same products. It's the same company. The difference is AliExpress will ship out one item to your customer. Okay. Alibaba is when you want to buy in volume from a company and you want to ship it out. So I may test something on AliExpress and say, hey, these sunglasses are selling really well. I've sold 1,000 pairs of these sunglasses. I think I'm going to go over to Alibaba and buy 1,000 pairs and ship them out myself. Now, what's the advantage to using Alibaba? It's cheaper. Okay. It's cheaper because you're buying volume, you're buying inventory, and you're actually sending it out. AliExpress, you're not going to make much on it, but it's a great testing site. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of people that make a living off AliExpress and shipping stuff out to their customers. But the downside is AliExpress now, it doesn't have the same e-packet it had a few years ago, which is a USPS, I guess, sponsored type thing where they gave discounts and they could ship it out to your customer pretty cheap and very fast. And it's not fast anymore. So that's the downside to that. But keep those questions coming. I do love those. You guys always have great questions. Paul, especially you, man. You're my man. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is set up your website. Now, once you have your niche and once you have your supplier, it's time to get a website. There are so many ways to go about this, but I'm going to give you the best ways, what I think is the best ways. And there's two of them. There's two best ways. The first one I would say is Shopify. Just without any unequivocal things, Shopify is it. And here's why Shopify is so good, because they're good at it. This is what they do every single day. They have an incredible support team. You can call and get help all the time. You can start for like, I don't know, $29, $39. They're incredibly cheap to start on. They have templates. They have all the tools there at Shopify. So I would say Shopify would be your number one stop. Now, if you've got a little bit of expertise, if you're kind of good on the internet, I would say go with WooCommerce and set up your website through WordPress. WooCommerce is very good. It integrates with WordPress, and you can do pretty much the same thing. The difference is you're not going to have the support. There is no one-on-one support for WordPress. Okay. It's a open source coding, and you're going to need to have some expertise there. But WordPress is very dependable. It's one of the number one hosted websites in the world. So that's a lot. So I will tell you, WordPress is very good. You can find a lot of people who use it, which means you can find a lot of people who work on it. So if you need to, do that, you need to have some help, you can do that. Next thing we're going to talk about. Next thing, number 3 is you got to list your products. You got to get them on your website. After your website is set up, it's going to be time to get all those products in there. And that's where Oberlo comes in, because you can integrate with some of these people. Make sure you have a clear and concise product descriptions. I was working on some of our product descriptions yesterday, and some of ours are terrible on Survivalcave food, but we've been around so long that we get traffic and we sell a lot of products anyhow, but I want to improve them. I want to up my game. I spent probably 6 hours optimizing one product. It was a case of beef. 6 hours to optimize. Now you say, well, how can you take 6 hours to do that? Well, I wanted to change the meta title. I wanted to get that rich in the keywords. I wanted to change the meta description. The meta title and the meta description are what people see when they search on Google. They see, okay, here's a title of what this page is, here's a description of what the page is, and some type of enticement to get them to click. So I had to do that. And I had to write this in code, by the way. I had to do HTML. Now there's a lot of code writers for you where you can go in and put your Word doc, whatever it is, and it'll transfer it to HTML code. But my website at Magento, you have to use HTML. It's a little bit more complicated. I had some other people help me with this, but they just weren't good at it. So ultimately I have to do it myself. The descriptions weren't good. They didn't write the way I write. Having a product description and just describing what it is. These are the dimensions. This is the size. These are the colors and all that. That's fine, but it's not fun. Okay. It's got to be fun. If it's fun, you're going to sell more. So, my product descriptions are, why is this better than your grandma's pot roast? Okay. So, and then I went into all the details about what we do that your grandma didn't do. So that's an entirely different thing from just listing statistics. Listing statistics can be very, very boring. So you got to have good product descriptions in there. You got to have something that's going to entice them. And that's what I was working on yesterday, to make it sound really good, make it sound fun. Fun sells better than just descriptions. Okay. So we got to remember that's something we got to do. So I've got my products in there. I'm doing my descriptions in there, high quality images. I'm having a photographer now, and she sent me a bunch of pictures yesterday. She's really good at what she does, but I need to make some changes in it. But those high quality images are very important. Okay. Don't use images that come from the manufacturer. They're just not good. You say, well, JR, I don't have any pictures of this product. Buy it. buy it and take some pictures. And you say, well, that's going to cost me some money. Yeah, you got to invest in this. You've got to spend time doing this. If you have the same picture that everybody else does, it's boring. If you have a picture that's really cool and maybe you have somebody holding the product or something like that, that's really helpful, okay? You may want to create bundles of packages and deals to entice customers. We do that all the time where you can buy a bundle of something. So, that's something you may want to look at. And then the next thing you're going to do, number 4, and this is a big one. This is probably bigger than anything you could ever do, is it's market your business, okay? So many people do not market their business. They put products out there, they put a website out there, but they're not doing any marketing. Marketing is the number one way to sell a product. It's not just listing it. It's not just having a website. If you can market, you can pretty much sell any product. And that's the other cool thing. Once you learn these skills of marketing, and I have a lot of, my cup's in the way, isn't it? Look at that. I have a lot of marketing in what we do, because I know that if I can market well and you can market well, you can sell anything. Doesn't matter what it is. That's the skill that we need to hone in on. That's the skill that so many people ignore, is they don't market. They're like, oh, I'm not a salesperson. I'm too honest for that. I hate that saying. I hate that saying. You need to be a salesperson. You have to be a salesperson. It's necessary to be a salesperson. And I'm not just talking about your business. I'm talking about in life. Let me ask you a question. If you have kids, do you sell to those kids? Do you say, hey, don't cross the street without looking both ways because you could get killed? Okay, don't do that. Try to eat these healthy foods so you stay healthy. Make sure you get exercise. You need to sell these kids. If you're a preacher in a church, you got one book, right? All right. If you're a Christian or whatever, you got to sell from that book. If you're Muslim, you got the Quran, you got to sell from that book. You got to sell. You got to get people to believe in what you are trying to get over to them. Now, if you're trying to sell something that's not good, or it's overpriced, or it's of low quality, I get it. Yeah, don't do that. But the fact is, you need to have these sales skills. They're so important, guys. Sales skills are so important. In finding a wife or a husband or friends or whatever, you're always selling. Okay. If you can't sell at all, that means you can't make it in the world. You really can't. You're going to just get mowed over. So selling is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. And if you've got something good, and this is how I look at it, if you've got something that's really good and it's a good price and it's going to help somebody out, wouldn't you want them to have it? Wouldn't you want to do that? Now, you can do this through social media marketing. You can do this through email marketing. You can do this through paid advertising to promote your business. You can do it through free content, like what I'm doing right now. I'm doing free content. If you like what you hear, you may buy one of my courses. You may, buy some of my survival food if you like what you hear. So I always try to give you good information. I try to give you good stuff that you can use and apply. And when you get good results from it, you're going to come back and go, yeah, I want more of that. I want more of that. I want to get more good results. So the other thing I would tell you to do is make sure you engage with your customers, respond to any inquiries or concerns they may have. This is so very important, guys. I see this time and time again where a company says, that's a small problem. It's no big deal. We're going to ignore it. Oh my God, nothing could be worse than ignoring a problem. What happens when you ignore a small problem? It turns into multiple problems, or it turns into a bigger problem. Or the biggest one is it goes away. It goes away because the customer leaves. You don't even know. You thought, well, they didn't email me again, so they're fine. No, they're not fine. They left. They're no longer in your eco circle, okay? Paul says, what kind of bonuses can you offer with a physical product versus digital? I know when I was at bodybuilding.com, they had cheaper products like a shaker bottle, or I'm sorry, I'm reading slow, but my screen is actually about 6 feet away from me, or a hat if the order was over a certain amount. Yeah, those are great. Those are great. Any bonuses are great, Paul. I really like, and you said what kind of product or what kind of bonus can you give for a physical product? A digital product. A digital product is one of the best bonuses there are. And the reason being is it doesn't cost you anything. So if you're at bodybuilding.com and you're buying some weights, let's say you're buying weights, which I don't know how they ship those and make any money because it costs so much for shipping. But let's say you're buying some weights or a weight bench. We'll use a weight bench. Maybe you could offer a $49 report on 20 exercises you could use with this weight bench. Or maybe you could offer a meal plan that's a $29 value meal plan, that's customized for you, something along those lines. Those are really good. And vice versa. if you're selling a digital product, maybe you could offer to send them a physical thing, like a coffee mug, like a hat, like, maybe you're selling them an exercise program, and you're going to sell them or you're going to give them some exercise bands when they buy your, $200 program. You're going to send them free exercise bands. Anything that enhances, anything that will help them use the initial product is great. Okay. So we want to make that initial product have more value. Now, what I really like to do is I like to have a lot of bonuses that actually have more value than the original purchase. Okay. Maybe they're spending $29 on a physical product. Let's say it's some fishing gear, but I'm going to give them membership into a 50 video course that's valued at $495. So they buy a $29 item, but they get a course worth $495. You can do that with digital products, right? Because it doesn't cost you anything. You already made it. So that's something I would, and that's a great question, Paul. I'm glad you asked that, because it gets me going, gets me thinking about stuff. And guys, feel free, ask any questions you want in there. Paul's a leader. He's my question leader, and I love him. Let's see here. So you promote your business. The next thing you got to do is fulfill the orders. Now, when an order is placed on your website, if you're just doing drop shipping, you aren't physically filling the orders. Okay. When that order is placed on your website, your supplier will be notified. Now, that's kind of an interesting thing. How are they going to be notified? We have some automations from some of our big our big retailers, and it just automatically feeds into our system, and it's uploaded, and we send out those products. It may not be that way with everybody. A lot of our retailers actually go to our site, they put in the order, they put in the customer's name, they pay for the product, and then we ship it out. So that it can be done that way. But you want to communicate clearly with your supplier and provide any necessary order information to ensure a smooth transaction. We have one retailer, and everything is really, really important. Their order numbers and how we do the labels and who we use for shipping, because we use their shipping. So we have an integration with their shipping. We're actually using their shipping account on our website, and it's all automated. I'm sorry, I'm itching my nose here. It's just got a little itch to it today. So you got to do that. Now, a lot of people think, and we're through, I think, step number 5 right now, but a lot of people think that that's it. You got it. All right. Okay. You got your business. You have sold some products. You send it over to your supplier. Game over. Everything's done, right? Everything's perfect at this point. Not so. Let's see here. I like how Trey Llewellyn sold products that were consumed. Yeah, I don't know whatever happened to him. One of his employees contacted me and wanted to do some business, and now. But anyhow, he started with targets and gun oil. Yeah, he had a good funnel for that. Then had offers if you bought multiples. He has sold multiple 8 figures. Yeah, I don't know what his real sales are. I know Trey, and I've talked to him, and I've been in meetings with him. I was at a ClickBank platinum function with him in San Diego a few years back. I don't know what he's doing now. I really don't. I know he tried to start a mastermind. A friend of mine went to that. I don't know what happened with that. I really don't. He did a good job, though. He was good in marketing. I got to say that he was good in marketing. All right. So like I said, it's not over with. How is it not over? Well, because now number 6 is you got to manage your business. Okay. As your business grows, okay, it's important to manage your finances, your inventory, your customer service, which is probably the most important thing you can work on is customer service, quick replies, great refund policies. In other words, no questions asked. Here's your money back. You didn't like it. You didn't want it. No problem. Product got damaged. No problem. I'll send you another one. You don't have to send that one back. Sending it back and forth thing, I just don't do it. I almost never have anybody send anything back. It's just, there's no point. It costs me more money to ship it back, to have somebody unbox it, to take out the good products and then get rid of the bad. It's just not worth it. So most times I'll just say, hey, I'll send you another one, keep what you got. And we even do that if we send them the wrong thing. I've done that many times. So you're going to have to use some type of accounting software. You're going to have to keep track of your finances. We've been around and around with different types of accounting software. We had one that was really pretty robust, but it was costing us like 8-10 grand a month to do. So we don't use that one anymore. We are using QuickBooks. We use a version of QuickBooks right now, which is fine. And they have all kinds of different levels. We use the online one. which is really nice because no matter where you're at, you can do your accounting. If we're like, we were in Rome in the fall for my wife's birthday, I mean, she could do the accounting in Rome, you know, because all she had to do is log in and get it done. So any problems you have, you're gonna have to stay on top of. Just because you have a website and you are doing drop shipping does not mean that you're not going to have to work on it. That's just not the case. You're always going to have to work on it. You're always going to have to put effort into it. You're always going to have to do more. You're always going to have to create more. You're going to have to get better. I was just listening to Sean Cannell in one of his videos. I was over at Starbucks listening to that. And he was saying, you know, on every video you do, you just got to get 1% better, just 1% better. And I posted a little comment. I don't know if some of you saw it on Facebook, but anything out there you can learn. Okay. Anything is figure outable. I don't know if I spelled it right. I just posted online though. Everything is figure outable. Everything is figure outable. So don't say, well, I don't know how to do that. I'm not good at that. You can do this. You can do any of these things. If you spend enough time working on anything, you can figure it out. If I said to you, I want you to learn JavaScript, you may say, oh my God, that's complicated. I don't want to do that. You may not want to, but you could if you wanted to. You could learn JavaScript. I'm sure you could. How do you tie in the merchant account to accept credit cards? That's different for every single website. So it's really, I really couldn't speak on that because if you're using, let's say Kartra, all you do is you put in your codes and your merchant numbers and all that. And you just integrate them. But I will tell you this, since you brought that up, you want to have as many of these as possible. You want to offer, you know, American Express, MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, Google Pay, Amazon Pay. You want to offer all this stuff. And the reason being is the more, you know, we have a thing called Afterpay where somebody can buy a product and they can make 3 or 4 payments on it. And I pay a fee for that. I think I pay, I don't know, 5% or something like that. But the point is I wouldn't have gotten that sale if I didn't offer Afterpay. Now, some of you may say, no, you probably would have gotten it. Just somebody just did it to split up their payments. Maybe. We'll never know, will we? We'll never know. But I'm gonna make it as easy as possible for somebody to buy from us. I don't want any obstacle between that customer and my bank account. Okay, I want to be able to make it so easy for them to buy from me that that's what they want to do. That's what they feel they have to do, because if I can do that, I'm going to sell more. Now, the last thing I'm going to tell you about this, which is really crucial. So you want to hang on to this one. Remarket to your customers. So important to do that. And the reason being is it's 4 to 5 times easier to sell somebody you've already sold than to get a new customer. 4 to 5 times easier. Okay. So you got to do that. Now I will tell you there's other ways I didn't really talk about in drop shipping, but this is probably a bonus for you. Print on demand is amazing, guys. Anybody can do print on demand today. You can do print on demand today. You can set up a store today and do print on demand. And the way it works, there's a whole lot of them out there. There's Sprocket. If you want to, you get some quality products. There's Wholesale 2B. It has a wide range of products. There's Printify. There's Printful. And you can search any of these. But all you got to really do is search print on demand products. I don't have any any affiliate links to give you or anything like that. I'm not trying to make money off that. But those are great products to have. And you can integrate these print on demand products along with what you already have. Paul brought up, I think, a hat or a mug or something like that. You can do hats, mugs, t-shirts, whatever. And it's so simple as creating whatever logo you want or whatever saying you want on a t-shirt or design, and setting up a free account with Printify or Printful or one of these places. And when you sell a product, you send them the order, they print it up, they package it, and they ship it out. You don't have any inventory. You can do this from anywhere in the world. People have been doing this with t-shirts and made millions of dollars, and hoodies and pullovers and sweaters and throw rugs and shower curtains. And they'll print anything for you. And there's so many good ones. And there's ones from around the world. And I have a video I did on that. I need to probably remake that video on print on demand, because print on demand is a pretty amazing way to make money. But there's places all around the world. So you could sell to somebody in England, and some of these print on demand companies have a location in England. And they have one in, let me think of another country off the top of my head, Australia, and they got one in the US, and they got one in South America. So they've got all these different locations. So you can actually sell to anywhere, which is really cool. So I would highly recommend you adding those on there. Let's see. Richard, what's up, my friend? I just saw him pop in here. See what he's got to say here. Richard says, do you use Cash App? A few of my clients use that, but I've never heard how reputable they are. I do not use Cash App. I know people that use it. From what I understand, it's very reputable. I use Venmo. My gardener that I pay takes Venmo. My housekeepers that come, and my housekeepers are crazy. There's this lady, and she brings 4 people along with her. There's 5 people that clean my house, 5. And they all know what to do. Certain people are bathroom people. Certain people are kitchen people. Certain people do the floors. So certain people wipe down cabinets. And they come in. There's 5 of them all at once. And I'm off track now, but this is hilarious. I got to show a video of this one day. And they come in and they all just disperse into every single room. We sit in the middle of the house on the couch, and we just wait for them to get to the couch because they work from the outside in. And when they get to the middle room, they're like, you got to get up and move. So then we try to find a seat someplace else, and then they clean that area. But anyhow. Yes, so I use Venmo for that. I'm really off track, aren't I? I use Venmo for that, but it's really interesting. And hello to Suggy, if you're out there. Suggy is my housekeeping lady. She's awesome. Let's see here. Paul says, print on demand is tough right now with supply chain and product issues. Yeah, also Amazon has been buying up the POD outlets and putting them under their brand. You could use Amazon if you wanted to, too. That's another good thing. But when it's tough, and I got to tell you, my food company has been through some tough times. In the past 13 years, I've seen so many companies come and go in this food arena. And matter of fact, I've got samples in my kitchen now because I'm going to be adding some freeze-dried dehydrated meals. And I've had some recipes made up. But I've seen so many people come and go. And when times are tough, it's the best time to do it. It really is. It's the very best time to do it because so many people are going to think, oh, it's tough right now. I can't do that. Well, if it's tough, a lot of the competition goes away. During the really toughest times, we did the best, and we did the best because so many people just went away. They were gone. The competition went away, and we've stood the test of time. I think if nothing else, we've stood the test of time. Been around for 13 years. That's a long time. So don't focus on tough times. And I know they're tough times, and there are supply chain issues. But then again, everybody knows there are supply chain issues. So if they come to your site and you're doing print on demand and some of the products are not in stock, they're going to be, hey, yeah, I couldn't get apples at the grocery store the other day. They didn't have filet mignon. There were no ribeyes. They get it. They get it. So don't leave. Stay there and be the ones that are the test of times. That's what I would tell you. If you stay there and you're one that is the test of times, when things are good again, they're going to stick with you. And that's what's happened with us. I've literally had customers now for 13 years. I have some of the same customers today that bought from me 13 years ago. And since our canned meats last 12 to 15 years, look at this. It's time to buy again. It's time to buy from us again. We're getting ready to send out an email and say, you know what? You may want to rotate your stock now. You bought from us 13 years ago, and it's time. 12 to 15 years is the amount of time. So you may want to check the production date on your can, see when you bought from us, check your credit cards, whatever, donate the food to a food bank and restock. So we're at that stage now. And I think that's wonderful that we lasted that long, that we could get to that stage. Hey guys, if you have any more questions whatsoever, this has been a great session. You guys have asked some great questions. We've had good attendance. And also, I wanted to ask you guys one more time. The newest videos came out this week. I posted them on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We totally changed how we edit those videos. If you would do me a favor, go to the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday uploads that I did. Watch those 3 videos. Not necessarily for the content, although it has good content. Look at the editing style that I did. Okay, well, I did. My video editor did. He's much better than me. But look at the editing style. It is very fast paced. I want you to look at it and please give me your opinion. Put if you like it. Put if you don't like it. Put what we should change about it. Heck, you can actually tell me what you want me to do a video on. But look at those videos this past week. Very important. I think it was the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Is that right? Yeah. Today's the 24th. So look at the 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Watch the video from beginning to end. There are surprises throughout these videos. I mean, these videos, I think, if nothing else, are going to keep you entertained. But if you would please check them out, I would really appreciate it. Look for February 21st, 22nd, 23rd. That's the new style. I think that's what we're going to move forward with. We've seen a huge increase in views by doing it that way. I would love to get your opinion on it too. Let's see here. I got some more comments. My man Paul says, I was waiting over 3 weeks for product samples, and one outfit had printed our shirts that faded and ink flaked off. Oh my God. Hey, it wouldn't be a bad idea to post in the comments who that was. Then maybe, I'm not bashing anybody, but, it may help somebody out, Paul, if they know what's going on. Where's lunch today? I have a great place for lunch today, and I can't post the name of the place before we go, because who knows, somebody could show up there and I don't know, spit in our food. I don't know. I just don't do that. I'm paranoid about that. But I will tell you that this place is brand new. They have a variety of food, and they have games, and they actually have a bowling alley, I think, in there. So it's going to be a really different kind of place today. We're not going for the food. Oh, I will tell you tonight. You may want to check out my Facebook page, because we're going to see Rob Schneider. He's going to be in Austin, so we'll be seeing Rob Schneider tonight. We had tickets to that. My wife often will buy me really cool things for gifts, like experiences. She knows I like experiences. So Rob Schneider, I've been waiting on. When did she buy that for me? I think Christmas she bought that for me. So I'm excited about that. With tax time coming up, do you do your taxes or farm it out? Oh no, I can't do my taxes. Oh no, my taxes are like 60 pages long. No, I can't even attempt to do that. And I got to tell you, I'm a finance major. That was my degree in college. I can't do those taxes. There's no way. No way. My wife spends all year long getting everything together. And then we file it. No, we don't even file it. We file for an extension every year. And then we try to get some more stuff together. No, not me. Have a blessed weekend, gang. See you next week. That's Paul there. And yeah, I'll be back again on Monday. And just so you know the schedule, what I'm doing is I'm doing uploads on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Once again, watch 21st, 22nd, 23rd. If you don't watch anything else on the channel, let me know what you think of the editing style on those. And then on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm trying to do live. So that way you've got something 5 days a week to watch, content that's going to help you out, content that's going to help you make money. Have you ever been to Dave & Buster's? They are an adult fun center. I did one time, Richard, and it was for a meetup group. And we were on one of the side rooms. I didn't go in there and play any games or do anything like this. This place I'm going to go today is really pretty interesting. It's very upscale. It's like a higher end version of Dave & Buster's. Really different. You're going to see. If you follow me on Facebook, even if you don't, you can always follow me on Facebook, and you're going to see some of these uploads. Pool, bowling, arcade, dining, sports, etc. I don't know what all they have in there. I know they do have bowling. I don't know everything they have in there. Their social media presence is very thin, and I don't understand why. It should be thicker. What I mean is there's not much there. You can't find much. You can barely find any food menu or anything on them. But they look cool. So I'm going to go there, check it out. Don't forget, guys, check out the new editing style. If I haven't beat that horse enough, I'm doing it one more time. February 21st, February 22nd, February 23rd. Oh, yes. And if you want something really entertaining, turn on Fox News. Even if you don't watch Fox News, they are live streaming this Alec Murdaugh murder trial. And this guy is amazingly entertaining. And he is doing his best as a defendant to convince you that he didn't commit a crime that really looks like he did it. And it's alleged. Okay. And Paul says, by the way, ring the bell. Yes, ring the bell. But you want to see something totally entertaining, watch or listen to. You can get it on Fox News on the radio too, on Sirius XM. Listen to this guy. I mean, he is a lawyer. He was practicing lawyer, I think, for 27 years. I mean, and there's also a Netflix show about everything that happened up until his trial right now. Watch it on Netflix. I think there's 3 seasons of that right now. 3 episodes, 3 episodes. And I'm way off track from teaching you how to make money online, but man, you got to check it out. Alec Murdaugh. And I think on Netflix, they call it the Murdaugh Murders or something like that. But it'll blow your mind. It's so entertaining. And it's a shame, but it's still entertaining. So check that out. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go to lunch. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all your questions, comments, suggestions. Don't forget to watch those videos, new editing style coming out from JR Fisher Training. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that red button down there, turn it to gray. Don't forget to ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live or if I upload a new video. Love you. Appreciate you being here so much. See you on Monday.